Hello and welcome to Tech Circle, and you're listening to the latest episode of Tech This Week, where we bring you a weekly roundup of all the major developments in the space of tech startups, enterprise technology, and policy. I'm Shweta Sharma, and joining me are my colleagues Payal Ganguly and Anand J. With COVID scare pushing operations online, the cloud business in India is set to scale up with almost every organization shifting to a work from home arrangement. There's a sudden boom in the segment with an unprecedented demand for cloud real estate. Catering to the uptrend are cloud leaders like Oracle, Google, Microsoft, and AWS. This week, Oracle India announced that it will double down on cloud platforms and expand local investments. Anand, you spoke to the Vice President of Oracle Cloud in India, so please tell us more about the announcement.
Yes, Shweta. So the COVID-19 crisis has accelerated the journey towards cloud for a lot of enterprises, and this is making the large enterprise tech firms very bullish about their prospects, not just in India but across the world. So Oracle already has a data center in Bombay, and they are now coming up with a new one in Hyderabad. So all those investments are in pipeline and is now getting accelerated. While a lot of large companies can afford data centers and they would still want to set up their own centers, the problem with this year is they would rather shy away from because of COVID crisis, since they need to conserve capital as well as they need to deploy this capital for running operations or finding profitability, pay wages because of other issues in the business. Hardware also has a problem of obsolescence in technology every few years. So you have to get the best performance out of your data center, you need to refresh the hardware every few years. Then this would mean that you also need to refresh the software required to run these data centers. So it's a large capex amount that you need to commit to. Because of the COVID, probably the cloud companies are hoping that many of these enterprises will shy away from this and move to cloud.
Well, Anand, this week Wipro also made a number of announcements, right? Just yesterday, I remember the IT major announced an investment and partnership with cloud security firm CloudKnox. Are there more announcements which were made through the week?
True, Wipro actually had a lot of announcements this week. It started with a partnership with IBM for accelerating hybrid cloud for enterprises, along with a joint innovation center from where they will develop platforms, products, and solutions together. It had a partnership with VMware that will help those customers to run, maintain, and build applications easier and faster. It had a partnership with AWS again to automate application development using DevOps. So the CloudKnox partnership that you talked about is about cloud security. So what this joint solution with this CloudKnox will do is to help Wipro customers whose employees are now accessing the database from anywhere else. So the app, what this CloudKnox solution will do is it will restrict access to whoever is not supposed to access. So this will automate the whole process, whether it's a file or a folder or application. It doesn't discriminate between at what level you are or anything. Even if you are at a senior VP level or something, if you don't have access to a file or folder or application, you won't be given access. So all this is now going to be automated with the solution. That's the new paradigm. Everybody wants to move to cloud, and this cloud security is getting very important.
Right. So undoubtedly, it's increasingly it's becoming important because with remote working becoming the norm now.
True. That's not necessarily because of remote working, but the nature of cloud itself is getting very fragmented. You have a lot of SaaS companies coming out with a lot of solutions. So every company would have multiple SaaS vendors, multiple large cloud vendors, or other large enterprise technology vendors like SAP, Oracle, etc. So there are multiple points of leakage or entry for hackers into one system. So that's exactly what the IBM study that came out this week said. Hackers are looking at these, exploiting these complexities in the general IT environment and multi-cloud or hybrid cloud environment.
So last week, the much-awaited Yatra-Ebix merger got terminated, with Yatra filing a lawsuit against Ebix and Ebix announcing the possibility of a countersuit. And just days after the failed merger, CEO of the travel portal Yatra, Dhruv Shringi, conducted an investor presentation to assure that the company had brought in multiple cost-cutting measures, including revising salary structures between 25 to 75%.
That's true, Shweta. In fact, furlough seems to be the chosen word here. According to a study done by Tech Circle, which was published this week, COVID-related job losses have impacted close to 13,000 employees in India's consumer internet ecosystem. And this is across 27 companies. These include the biggies and the unicorns like Oyo, Ola, Udaan, Swiggy, Zomato, Inmobi, as well as other companies. Another addition to the list was also Make My Trip, which is listed on NASDAQ, but has been badly hit due to its operations in online travel space.
I mean, despite all these furloughs that's happening around the world, I mean, we also are seeing huge, large growth rounds being announced for all these SaaS startups, right? I mean, did we see a unicorn too this week?
That's right, Anand. Nexus Venture Partners was in fact part of two of these three SaaS-related deals which were announced this week and which were fairly large in the round size. API development and testing platform Postman announced closing its $150 million Series C round, which was led by Insight Partners. So Nexus had backed the company almost exactly a year back in June 2019. Another one was enterprise automation platform Jiffy, which was announced yesterday, and it closed a Series A round of $18 million, which was led by Nexus. As we already discussed, the Indian IT major Wipro has invested in cloud security firm CloudKnox. However, we don't know the deal amount as yet.
Also this week, digital content platform Noxense announced that it has raised an investment from Mumbai Angels, and it is to be noted that this was the 10th deal of Mumbai Angels this year. And the deal run this year is in stark contrast to the platform's deal-making pace during the same period last year, when the tally just stood at 3 deals.
Looks like, Shweta, there is no dearth of early stage deals and it is likely to continue in momentum. We'll have to wait and watch as to how the growth round continues and whether there is enough capital to go around for the growth stage companies.
Well, with this, it's a wrap on this edition of Tech This Week. Do stay tuned in to techcircle.in for more news and updates. Also, don't forget to check out our video interviews this week, where we spoke to the MD and CEO of Lenovo India, Rahul Agarwal, and co-founder of Urban Company, Abhiraj Behel, where they speak about how their companies are coping with the COVID pandemic and strategies ahead. Many thanks for listening.